So, of course, alongside the Conservative Party's conference, there's been another party conference that has gone slightly under the radar that you may not have seen much coverage for. And this is for Reform UK, who I've highlighted in recent polls. And obviously, the polls are kind of all over the place at the minute. But we have seen up to 10% of Leave voters saying that they intend to vote for the Reform UK party at the next general election, which is obviously not an insignificant number of voters. And Richard Tice's speech, which I'll play a bit of in a minute, he now very clearly talking about the need to leave the ECHR. So if the Truss government don't stop the illegal migrant boats from coming, then a lot of Conservative MPs and Conservative candidates are going to have a Reform UK candidate, it looks like, standing against them, who is calling for the UK to leave the ECHR.
We have to leave the European Convention on Human Rights, and we have to have a very simple policy with the boats. It's basically what Australia did. And we can do it legally under existing legislation with political will. We have to have a simple policy of pick up, put them into border force boats, and take back to Calais and to Dunkirk. Pick up and take back. And we can do it under the 1974 Safety of Life at Sea Act. I'm one of the sad folk that's actually read the thing. I have to tell you, it's a pretty dry old read. But it's in there. That's what we have to do. The French will be a bit grumpy for a couple of weeks. But then we'd do a deal. We need joint processing centres in France. They need to know we're serious. We're going to take everybody back under existing legislation. We'll do a deal. We'll have joint processing centres, process people within 2 weeks. The genuine asylum seekers, genuinely fleeing war zones and persecution, of course, would be welcomed and shared out in the usual appropriate way. But we know the vast majority are economic migrants, and they should be returned from where they came. You could stop this with courage, with political will, in a matter of weeks. Talking of no ifs, no buts, David touched on it, I think, earlier. We should have absolutely nothing to do with some of these global elite institutions. The unelected, undemocratic, I think untrustworthy World Economic Forum should be nothing we should do. The great news is that actually, with all of your help, we are going to make a massive difference. Westminster doesn't yet believe it. It hasn't dawned on them. But we will stand 600 candidates.
Because, big announcement, and I've covered before the scale of the Reform election campaign. Richard Tice talking about standing in pretty much every constituency across the country. Well, Reform now revealing at their conference that they've got around 300 candidates already approved and already allocated. So that shows you already, I think, the potential scale of that Reform UK election campaign, that they're going to be standing in most constituencies. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Are you currently intending to vote Tory? Are you thinking about switching support to Reform UK? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.